Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today, we are going over Jwad's defense, Cosmic Crucible style. We've got a lot of things to look at, and there's a lot of discussion about Masters of Evil and the Tangled Web team. And then when we unlock a 4 or 5 piece Masters of Evil, should we be using them on defense or offense? We're going to talk briefly about that when we get over to Room 5. For now, though, we've got some typical teams, and we're going to see whether or not you should be using them on defense. Today, I had ZeroKoolGamer in my ear helping me out, going over these with chat. Chat riddled with technical difficulties today on my stream. It was terrible. If you want to come watch those technical difficulties Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch, be sure to come join us live. Links are in the description. Team number 1 is the Death Seed team. This is pretty good. We like Beast in the middle on Crucible defense because there are some counters that can chain from one side to the other. Putting him in the middle is a good way to go. I think it's the Infinity Watch. You can use the ultimate on Nebula to start off with, but when he's in the middle, you end up going with the special or basic instead. Anyway, yeah, I like this. Go ahead and build this team up. You're going to need to put teal gear on them anyways. However, I do prefer them on offense. I think that they're more valuable in offense than they are defense, but ultimately this is pretty good. I'm not going to dock you for it because, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of user choice, but I think this is a pretty good one. So I'll give you the A, but just barely. Team number 2 is the Bionic Avengers. We have a problem here. Vivian is in the wrong place. We need Viv off to the far left side, so swap places with her and Iron Man. And then we want to change Vision's ISO to a Raider. That's going to be pretty important. This team, again, you can take them up into the teal gear. They're a good raid team. You're going to be needing them. This is more of a junk filler team that's not that junky. Still kind of tricky to get through, and you got to build them big anyway, so you might as well put them in here. So not too shabby. I'll go A- on this one. Just some tweaks there that need to happen. And team number 3 in Portable Shield Device, we have what is a really solid defense. I like this team. I use it myself in defense. The problem we have here is that Zemo is a Raider, and we want Zemo to be a fortifier for Portable Shield Device with this placement. It looks like Jwad just forgot to switch the ISO over, because it would make a lot more sense with Zemo being located right here that he transfers his positive effects to Taskmaster and Mr. Negative. Otherwise, this is pretty good. Remember, on war defense, there's a whole different placement. You're going to want to have Taskmaster to the far left and Kingpin in the middle for reasons. But for Crucible, this is a great placement. Everything about this is fine, except that major issue with Zemo not being a fortifier for the Portable Shield Device, spreading his positive effects on his early opening move. I'm going to go with a B+ for this one. Okay. Over here, we have the Unlimited team. I like everything about this. I think that Rogue is now big enough that you could make her a striker. She's got the red stars, the 2 layers of teal gear going. So at this point, she's probably going to be landing her stuff, so we can stop with the skirmisher. If you want to keep her as a skirmisher, that's fine, but I think she does better on defense as a striker. You've got plenty of vulnerables going out on the field. She'll be double tapping and doing a lot of damage. Otherwise, great placement, great investment on this team. You've got it in all the right places. If you want to keep putting teal gear on them, that's a thing to do. So I'm going to give this team an A. It works for me. Team number 5, this was a last minute adjustment, so it looks a little wonky. That Spider-Man 2099 is a skirmisher. You can't see it here, but it does need to be changed to a Raider for defense. That is the optimal choice. I run mine as a skirmisher in Arena because I like making sure that ability block lands, and mine isn't built up enough. This one is built up enough. Switch them over to Raider. You'll get more value out of that. Works better in Crucible as a Raider as well. Now, we have 2 members of Masters of Evil, as my voice squeaks. We should have 3. If you can get Titania unlocked and get all 3 of them built up, then you're going to go Titania 99, Absorbing Man, Weaver, and then Ultron. You want Absorbing Man in between the 2 Tangled Web members. Get rid of Noir. He's not built up on this team big enough to hang with him. If you already have a big, well-developed Noir, then you can use him. He's okay. It's just he's not worth building for this team. You can do other stuff and get a lot more value out of it. Yeah, the 3-piece, if you have the 3-piece and you didn't pay the ridiculously overpriced offers for Kang and you just have the 3, then this is the supreme defense here, is the Masters of Evil Tangled Hybrid with the 2 Tangled Web members in the back. I like Absorbing Man as a Raider. I like Titania as a striker. I have Ultron as a striker because I started that way. I don't know if it's worth it for me to change him over to a Raider when I unlock Kang. Just not sure. Once you unlock Kang, however, we will probably be reverting back to a YA Tangled hybrid, which is the next best choice for defense. It's very tricky having Squirrel Girl cleanse the ability blocks and all the stuff off of your team at just the right moment. So that's a hard one to get around. And then you'll be using the Masters of Evil on offense. Some people will be putting them on defense. Here's the crazy thing. Kang's kit is very complicated, and when the Masters of Evil are on defense, they do not start with speed up, but the offensive version going into it does, and that triggers a 10% per character speed bar onto the defensive Kang, which makes him go first. Then he removes all the speed up from the offensive team and does horrible, despicable things to them. So the mirror match, the defense actually has the advantage and is much harder to beat. However, we do already have some theory crafters hard at work with some pretty decent non-Masters of Evil counters to that defense. So I don't think people should be putting them on defense just yet. They do beat almost everything on offense. They just don't beat the mirror match. So I think we should be using them as a very powerful tool to efficiently destroy your opponents. Also, they look like super fun to play, man. Super fun, and I want mine. I want mine. I'll be coring his orb later this afternoon in hopes to get one. So that's the skinny on MOE. If you want to use them on defense, go ahead. I'm just saying, I think that my personal recommendation is the value is on offense once you have the 4 or 5 piece team unlocked. I think that's where they should go. As for the 3 piece without Kang, definitely put them in here. They're not really that great on offense. These are kind of defensively minded characters that are available to us right now. Kang flips the board on that. So that's where I stand. This, however, with Noir in here with the wrong ISO, technically it's the right placement if he's running Noir, but Noir's too weak to be hanging with these power levels. Absorbing Man, Jwad did say that they have built Absorbing Man up since this photo was taken, so imagine him being comparable to Ultron. Probably still not enough. I'd rather see them coming up to the teal gear or more stars or something. So I'm not super impressed with this one. I'm going to give this one a B-. I don't like it too much. At this level, or even a little bit more built up, I'd rather see the YA version. I'd rather see Titania in here for sure, rather than Noir. So I'm not too excited about that one. And finally, in 6, we have Wakandans with Dormammu. I like Dormammu better on offense, just plain and simple. I think he gets reduced and is slower than molasses. He's so slow on defense and doesn't add a lot of value, whereas a Killmonger on this team would wreck nerds. We do kind of believe that the best version, if everything was free and Scopely was just giving you what you wanted to build anything you want, the best version is probably M'Baku and Killmonger. However, the long-term value is BP 1 million and Nakia. Place whatever you got built the most. That's probably what to do. But I don't like Dormammu. Use Dormammu for offense. He can help you overcome a lot of crazy hybrids. So let's get him out of here and then move Black Panther, the OG Black Panther, off to the side, putting probably Killmonger or Nakia, whoever you have built the most, in place of him. That'll probably get you a little bit more mileage than this. I just don't think, I think you're going to get way more damage with the vibranium tuning modifier. You're going to get way more damage, more DPS for sure, out of a base model Wakandans team. So for me, this is kind of a big waste. I don't like it. I'm going to go with a C for this team. All right, this was Jwad's defense. If you liked it and you want to have yours featured on Defense Up, too bad I closed the list. I'm too far behind. So just wait a couple of months until I get caught up, and then you can send me some picks. Honestly, we're doing a lot of these defenses, and I'm not seeing a whole ton of variety. The variety comes in the different hybrids that you use for offense. That's where it's at. And if you want to see different offenses being played, then I highly recommend the plethora of content creators on YouTube. I will probably be promoting them in the next recap, showcasing different places of people showing off their Crucible offensive attacks. There's tons of that stuff out there to watch. I think that's where the exciting stuff comes in, at least in this iteration of Cosmic Crucible. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. Remember, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.